Hi. So I may be the only person here who wouldn't exist without Robert Anton Wilson, or at least by name. Sure. Although no, he didn't have sex with my mom. That would be a mistaken understanding of what I was trying to say. Sure, she liked him, but not in that way. So I have a couple of things. I've been writing song lyrics lately. I'd written them before. I might read the song lyric, although it's always a little uncomfortable without some electricity behind them. They always seem a little limp, and I haven't edited it much yet, so I'm not sure if it's great. But I have this piece that has appeared on Boing Boing.
By the way, who are you?
Nick, I don't know, man. I'm like quantum... I'm in the quantum realm.
For what are your credentials? Wasn't that some breakfast food?
Exactly, yeah, Fruit Loops. There was a breakfast drink called Mondo for a while that ripped off our logo, actually, among many. So anyway, this has appeared online on Boing Boing, but I think that the end of the story is entertaining enough to make for good reading. And it's about me finishing long before I knew Robert Anton Wilson or Timothy Leary or anybody like that. Just kind of a lowly street freak in a small western New York town. It's about me finishing the Illuminatus trilogy, and it contains kind of an incident, nothing too heavy, but an amusing incident. So one morning, this is around 1976, I would guess. One morning, with a good 100 pages or so left to read, I snorted a nice line of speed. I was no speed freak, but on the occasion when I did take some, I loved to read and read and read and read some more. I read most of Gravity's Rainbow that way. I had to annotate it in order to keep track of what was going on. I still believe it's the only way to read Gravity's Rainbow. I can't imagine how anybody else read it, unless they were also on some kind of stimulant. And I spent the day sitting in a local park devouring the rest of the book in its entirety. And this is in a town called Binghamton, New York, famous for Rod Sterling coming from there, and very much deservedly so. It was just getting dark when I finished and started my brief walk home. But as I passed by the first house on the corner, upon exiting the park, this actual speed freak, bearded, hair spilling in all directions, rough-looking, and wild-eyed, rushed out of his door, shaking bodily, and glared at me. "You've been watching us, but we've been watching you. Who are you with?" Now I was in the Illuminatus trilogy. "Kenny Goffman, I know who you are. Who are you with?" I noticed other characters peering out of the house from behind the blinds, speed freaks having a major paranoid episode, all because I'd sat out in the park right near their house all fucking day, no doubt pretending to read a book. A quick sputtering of words, including rip-off and bust, expressed the strung-out man's concern that I was advanced man either for some druggies bent on robbery, in those days that wasn't completely inconceivable, or some narcs that were coming to get them that very day. I waved the book in front of him. "No, I was just reading this." He grabbed the book out of my hand, looked at the cover, flipped through a few of the pages, and the tension instantly dissolved. Obviously, this was no fake. This was a book that someone who liked to get high would spend the entire day reading. "Where did you find this?" he asked, as though examining a rare artifact, which it was, before sending me on my merry way. Upon arriving home, a group of friends and housemates told me that I'd arrived just in time. They were going to see The Man Who Fell to Earth, just recently released, and they knew that I would be inconsolable if I found out I had missed them. They'd waited until the last possible moment. Something about the mix, the Illuminatus trilogy, the Bowie-Rogue collaboration, the speed, put me in the most radically altered state I'd experienced up until that moment. That night back home, I had my own sort of Valis experience. The book had not been published yet, feeling that all the information in the universe had suddenly been mainlined right through my pineal. I would later describe DMT the DMT experience in that way. But this was without any psychedelics, with speed and weed. I actually have a song called Speed and Weed, by the way, which you can look up. And I flipped between a state of agape and dread far into the night. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to... eventually, after reading the Illuminati books and essays by Robert Anton Wilson, including one in Hui magazine called 10 Reasons to Get Out of Bed in the Morning that, broadly speaking, had its intended effect, I would meet the man in person. And I guess I'll take a chance on this song lyric, even though I considered it unedited. And you might consider it a bummer, but we are living in the Trump era. Has your SMI2LE turned into a scowl? Does weaponized idiocracy have you throwing in the towel? Could anybody in this pinch-surveilled nation write another howl? I said, Mama, but we're all in Chapel Perilous now. If people know the Slade song, you can sing at the end of it. Are the students at your college acting like Maoists? Have you seen weird apparitions like neo-Nazi Taoists? Does it seem perfectly normal that the president's a crazy clown? I said, Mama, but we're all in Chapel Perilous now. Did you read Raw and not get the joke? Are you gorging on conspiracies until you choke? Are you even more dogmatic after taking a toke? How we wish Bob was here to make everybody Pope. Is Operation Mindfuck now with Gog and Magog and some witless little nerd boy who loves Peppy the Frog? If nothing is true and anything is allowed, I said, Mama, we're all in Chapel Perilous now. People know the Slade song? You can sing it. I said, Mama, but we're all in Chapel Perilous now. Come on, more of you. You must know it. I said, Mama, but we're all in Chapel Perilous now. One more time. I said, Mama, but we're all in Chapel Perilous. Woo!